Two of America's favorite things are home cooking and country music, and Southern Living has partnered with CMT to serve up both in country music's greatest eats. And joining us to give us the full story is host of CMT's Real Eats, Allison DeMarcus. Thanks for joining us, Allison.
Hi, thanks so much, Tara. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into this. Country Music's Greatest Eats is a cookbook with a backstage pass into the lives and kitchens of over 30 of country's biggest stars. Who are some of the stars that you have featured in that book?
You know what? It's a great book because we have everybody from legends like Hank Williams Jr., Wynonna Judd, Alan Jackson, to some of the newer artists like Miranda Lambert, Florida Georgia Line, Eli Young Band, just to name a few. So it's really cool. I love it because it not only gives you some really good recipes, and I'm having to smell all this food this morning and I'm very hungry, but it also tells a story and why they love the particular dish. So I think that's what makes it unique and different from any other cookbook.
So, I've been paging through it and salivating for the last couple of days since I got the book here. So you mentioned, we have some personal stories here from some of the artists. So what are some of the stories that we'll be able to find in the book?
Well, one of my favorite ones is this dish from Wynonna Judd. Now, we all know that she and her mother, Naomi, have sung as the Judds for many, many years.
Right.
And her great aunt Toddy gave her this broccoli rice casserole recipe that is divine. And it's so yummy because it's got lots of cheese in there too, which is great. But Wynonna used to eat this with her grandmother, her mother, and her great aunt Toddy. And now she makes it with her 18-year-old daughter, Grace. And it's a time when they sit around the table, have a good meal, and really get to talk to each other and share what's going on in Grace's life. So I think that's really cool that it's one of those dishes that's been a traditional talking point, if you will, for their family, because obviously when you think of family, you think of food and getting together.
Well, and that's exactly right. I mean, when you think about country music, especially Southern food, it is so intertwined. And a lot of times you hear about, country singers singing about food in the lyrics of a lot of country songs. So how does food really relate to, a lot of these songs?
Well, I think it takes them to a place of family. It takes them to a place of tradition. For instance, this is one of my mother-in-law's recipes. My husband, Jay, is in the country group Rascal Flatts, and this is a recipe for pizza casserole that his mom grew up making for him, and now she wrote it in a little journal for me and gave it to me for my birthday one year, along with some of her other favorite recipes. And so now we make this in our home for my kids. So it's just one of those dishes that we're passing down in his family as well. The only problem is that the first time that I made it, she was actually at my house, so there was a lot of pressure there when I was trying to cook that.
I bet. So Allison, I'm actually a dietitian. So when I was looking through some of these recipes, I'm like, maybe we don't want to know the nutritional composition of this. But you know what? I'm not one of those, shake my finger and tell you not to eat food cup type of dietitians. I love the fact that a lot of these recipes have been passed down generation to generation. And a lot of it is just such good comfort food.
Well, it is. That's what it is. I mean, when you think of Southern Living and CMT and our message, I mean, that's what it means. It means good old Southern food. And just to think, like, what in the world does Miranda Lambert do on her birthday? Well, she eats her mama's meatloaf. Every year, her mama makes this for her, and she has it on her birthday. And, I mean, who didn't want to know what Miranda was doing on her birthday when she was hanging out with Blake Shelton?
Well,
I mean,
you know what I want to know?
Fun to think about.
I want to know about your husband. What about Jay DeMarcus, who, as you mentioned, you're the wife of Rascal Flatts, Jay DeMarcus. So what is his favorite Southern meal?
He loves this pizza bake. He actually made it for me the night before I came here. So that's one of his favorites. He also makes a mean lasagna. I was very smart, Tara. I married a man who could play the piano and would cook for me. So I kind of think I'm brilliant. I'm not going to lie now that I've started thinking about it.
All right, so I have one more fun thing for you. We're going to do a little comfort food quiz, all right? So I'm going to have you pick which of these that you like. Mashed potatoes or grits?
Mashed potatoes.
Me too. Greens, do you put hot sauce on it or do you like them just kind of plain?
No, I can't do hot sauce. I like them sweet though.
Oh, I do too. All right, how about a biscuit or a corn muffin?
Oh, can I have both? With lots
maybe
of butter?
The dietitian in me would say not in the same meal, but maybe you can trade off.
Okay, fair enough.
All right,
but I'm
last
going to want to have both.
Sweet potato pie or good old-fashioned banana pudding?
Banana pudding.
Oh.
I mean, I do like that sweet potato pie can really taste like a dessert, but I mean, I'm gonna go for the good stuff. I mean, look at this stuff. They've been making me smell this German chocolate cake all morning, and so I've been wanting to eat it all morning with my coffee, but I've still got to have some for the rest of the day.
You know,
so.
that is the hazard of my job, too. I talk about food all day long with people and I get hungry. So thank you so much, Allison. I love this book because it really does give us kind of that inside. I always like to know what people are eating, and other people do, too. Inside country music. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. The book's out wherever books are sold, so we want you guys to all pick up a copy.
Absolutely. So you can find it online or in all bookstores. Thank you, Allison.